Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Second class for Itsutsu no Kata. The first bit, we're going to review all 5 of the techniques, go over the finer points and try to get them a little bit better. And then for the last part of the class, I want to try and string them all together because a big part of this kata, as we mentioned last time, is flow. There's going from one to the other. Well, just quick warm up then. Quick job. Okay. For Ukemi warm up, we're going to do a variation of Yoko Akari. That's close, but not quite where we're going to do it later on in the class. So we want to get a grip somewhat like you would in Jigo type for Nagi no Kata. So if you're doing Sumigaeshi or Yuanza. So just cupping, elbow, and behind the shoulder. Going to step by your partner. You lie down, a little bit across, and you do a simple kaizen over your body to do it. Shoulder blade, elbow, step in, and for the line here, I want to go slightly across, not straight. Start across, which would allow my partner a nice, easy, simple kaizen over top. Ukes, when you're doing your break fall, try to come back up and stand. Grip. Side. There you go. We'll do it on this side so everyone over there can see. The angle of my falling is kind of across his path. On the line, turn here. And what that should allow is a nice open path for him to go straight. So he can now go straight over top of him. So we should not be launching our partner into the other things. Here, set it to the side. This way. It should be just a nice, simple kaizen right over top. All right. There we go. As Tori, so we have our grip, we step to the side. Try not to sit down first. The only thing that's really similar to Sumigaeshi is this grip. Everything else we're going to do slightly different. I'm going to fall back and just kind of. You should feel the sensation. See? Go do this. And he's having to hold me up. Then you can't do that anymore. You have to follow. Here, this one.
This one's for the twirly one?
Yep.
Third? No.
Yes.
Third. Okay.
So it might feel necessary to go straight back like that, but because you're holding on, it will be a little bit softer. Hold on. I like that one. So recall, this is platforms that forms 5, and each of the techniques are just named by their number. There's first technique, second, third, fourth. The first one, we had Buke being a statue. So after the bow in, if you recall, it's just a standard bow in. Buke will walk up really heavy in their base. You want to put as much weight as you can down here. Really solid there. Nice and slow. Here, walking right up to center. So you're planted. And from this point on, you're trying to move like a statue, which is not at all, or in one piece. Here, you can be my statue, please. Tori, they're flowing water. Okay? Flowing water encounters an obstacle. The force should maintain the same intensity. You're not going to speed up or slow down. Well, you are going to slow down, but you're not going to suddenly push harder or push less. So as I walk out, I have my flow, and right away, there's no stop. I just start pushing the same force that I had back at the beginning. When he starts to go, I don't get excited. Hey, I got him now. No, water just keeps on going at that same pace. That full consistency. And that will be another recurring thing. It's building up of action. The other part is I wanted to get my little toe crossing Bouquet's little toe. Our shoulders are almost touching. My palm is middle of the chest here. So just gradual, and it should be that by the time you get it up here is when you're meeting. And right away, it's into the push. It's not, okay, I'm here now, stop. Now I start to push. It should all be together.
Is there a pause then?
There is no pause. There's no pause in this entire kata.
Okay.
There is building action on a whole bunch of things that are going to go on this kata, and many others as well. Things don't stop, but you may not be able to see it.
So the hand continues with the foot stops facing between each other.
Well, yeah, once I've run into an objection, my feet will stop, but I haven't stopped.
Okay, well, that's what I was talking about. Okay. Just clarify.
All right. So yeah, as soon as I make contact, I'm starting the rotation back and forth with my hand. And it's not just my hand, it's not just my fingers, it's everything kind of leaning into the hand. So you're using everything back and forth. And last time I gave the analogy of moving a fridge or a dresser, you just kind of walk it. This is what we're doing. We're overcoming that. Okay. Again, you don't have hips, you don't have knees, you don't have ankles. Move like a bridge. And eventually, on the last one, you should not be able to keep your feet. Okay, so just let yourself go and fall back. And the ukemi. We start off with the worst thing that there is. We don't get to roll or sit or bend like we always do for all of our ukemi. You just fall back like a statue. So as you go back, should cheat it a little bit. You have a little bit of an arch in your body just so you can stick this landing. You want to be as flat as possible. Feet do not come up in the air. We have these fantastic crash mats that we're using to help us out with this. Up here. This way. Just as you come into contact, we'll just start.
How fast is that?
The same energy that you started walking towards. Okay.
No, moving forward. But this is.
If I came up here and started doing this fast, that's more than I was coming in with before. If I came here, that's less than what I did. It's all together. No one's going to be there with a little, speed monitor or anything like that. You're looking for continual flow.
And then you slowly start
Oh. One, two. A clarification on a point here. This is what makes this kata difficult. Is you're not allowed really any kind of intention. Okay, you're not trying to do anything. You're just a force. So when I say same amount of force at the beginning as at the end, when it meets resistance, if it's the same amount of force, it will necessarily slow down. And as Buke gets more and more off balance, because it's the same amount of force, there's now less resistance, and so the force will go a little bit faster. But it should not exceed how you are completely uninhibited by any resistance. It should go up to right exactly where you started.
You're getting more momentum as you go with equal force. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying don't intentionally speed up.
He's talking about Bernoulli's equation, like fluid dynamics.
Fluid dynamics is exactly what I'm talking about. If I'm pushing with a constant force, he puts up lots of resistance. I don't hit it very fast. If he puts less, I go faster. If he puts none at all, I start going faster. I haven't upped my force in any of my steps. I just have less resistance, and so I go faster. And okay, you're not walking faster, you're just more off balance, and you have no choice but to go faster. Trying to just let these things happen, as opposed to forcing them to happen, which is what makes this extraordinarily difficult. He is going to sit up, and at the same time, I'm coming up to square. All right. Actually, I'll switch you straight. So, done my great fall. As I sit up, he goes to square. And the left foot does not move. I just sort of plant it on the mats, and I tuck this other foot underneath here. And up on the whole one knee. And thrust it towards the stomach.
Can you repeat that, please?
Oh, yes.
Got that.
I'm doing this on a 10 by 10. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I paused a little bit longer just so you could see, but you're actually doing it. It should all go together. Corey. And I, oh, this is just uke-otoshi. I yank uke down this way. This is around. Remember, we're the center of a disc. So as it comes in, trying to help uke deflect his motion all the way around. His momentum should all be him. I'm not really pulling, I'm deflecting. For uke, as you're going forward, you're doing, again, a strange break fall. Your back foot, you can drag your toe on the mats, making as big of a circle around it as you can. And then it's lateral over, not over your shoulder, over the side, and up to the next position. So all together. Under the left.
I'm not used to that. I know, but it's weird when you do that.
That's under. You know, he doesn't really move all that much either. Looks straight there.
I see what he's doing. I just can't do that. I don't do that. I can't do it that way. Well, I know, but
Really helps. Leaning forward. Lean past your knee as you do it.
so you know, like
So-
you're probably just do both sides.
So here, I'm going to come after it's set up, and as I sit up
Here, and then I'm coming here,
and then you roll sideways.
and then you roll up.
Up to.
Or the feet. So I first demonstrated the direction, then leaving the legs for later, but I think that confused a couple of people. You are dropping as you do this technique. So as uke strikes, this knee is coming down. All at the same time. It's all going together. And as I mentioned last week, the Fukemi, it's very difficult, but you want to go as laterally as possible. I can't do it very well yet. I'm still practicing, I'm still learning. But as much as you can, don't go over your shoulder, go over the side of your arm. Okay? So it's as close as I can get right now.
Is the chin up when you finish that? Or are you down?
I am leaning forward.
Okay.
This, like everything else, I'm trying to keep good posture, but I'm leaning over this knee here. And Tori should be doing the same. Okay. So at the end of technique 2, Tori has done this, lean forward. Uke should be pretty much a mirror image up here, leaning forward. So Tori at that corner, Uke at that corner, you're facing that way, okay? The description in the rules and in Matex, they talk about being bird-like or phoenix as you come up. So you want to come up gradually. Here, fingers out together. And we're going to start the whirlpool. So if we recall, we want to be as symmetrical as possible. And much like, you think about the little coin that you used to donate, faster, faster, faster. As you go out, we're nice and slow. You get to the biggest circle here, we're crossing the center line with Joseki about the same time. When we start to come in, we're spiraling in. We start to move a little bit faster, a little bit faster. And there we go. Okay? It is very hard to not cut these circles short. You can get here, oh, there's the middle. They'll cut off a big chunk of the last circle. Resist it, got a kind, go a little bit past. Oh, okay, and keep that spinning. And what you want for the Yoko Wakari is a feeling centrifugal force, Gordon?
Centripetal?
Centrifugal force launching you that way. It's not that Uke is flinging you, it's your actual spinning, and then Tori happens to be the one in the middle, and you just kind of get flung that way. It's what we're aiming for. When we link up, you want your left hand on top and your right hand on the bottom. Okay? And we talked last time about we both resist into our arms connected. Quite often you'll see people cheat. They'll do this. Say, oh, rip. Water doesn't rip itself. It's just connected. So have that resistance. If you have a size mismatch, then the bigger person, in this case me, I'm being a solid T and the other guy's kind of hanging off of. All right, I'm not going to do resistance because he won't be able to hold up, but I'm just trying to be as much of a T as possible. Okay, that should keep us nice and close. So we just finished number 2. We're here. Lean forward over our front knee. Slowly raise up. Walking. Start off nice and slow. With arms wide. Rocking up at the same time. We're starting to get closer. Spiraling in. And we want to link up with Joseki on Uke's left. This is about where you want to link up. Let's do one more time here. Then we move the feet to the side like we did during the warm-up. I'll lie down, and Uke does the Ukemi straight towards that point. At the very beginning, I do go out a little bit, so we're closely, I'm only about 1 meter from center. Okay. By the time I get to the widest, I'm a little bit over 2 meters. But you can be about two, a little bit. You want them equidistant. That's your part.
So you take a step out to about 2 meter mark and then start.
About that. Then I come in. As you cross this way, about a year out. Closer. Good. That way, when we do this little one. When Tori is doing that last step, Uke is stepping forward with the right foot to do the ukemi. Remember we talked about the seat belt, hip to shoulder, right over top that. Oh, big circle, big circle, big circle. Nice and straight down. Start to come into the middle. Start to come into the middle. So just keep on going. Like you know.
No.
Keep on turning, but don't stop the momentum. And then do the, you have to step on the right side. Yeah. And you slide down. Slide down. Just like it. There we go. More than anything, you just trying to feel where your partner is in the whirlwind. You're coming together at the same rate. There we go. Okay, technique number 4. Uke does the break fall comes of standing about this far from the corner. The rules say 1 meter in, but that is inaccurate because we all know that's 1 meter this, sorry, it's 1 meter this way, 1 meter that way. That's a hypotenuse, that's longer with meter. I don't know what the actual measurement is. Yeah. Here, you want to be standing about. Okay. It's just on the throw. And we'll go to roughly the same spot on the opposite corner. This one we have the representation of the tidal wave. So Tori is a wave that's going to build up. We have that building action again, and repeating theme. And Uke is basically anything on the shore. Seen some text talk about a tsunami wave will just absorb everything into the ocean. Okay? So the motion, nice, easy wave, nice and small. As we come back, our back arms go as far rear as we can comfortably. Don't wrench. Oh, that's nice and smooth. Back here. I'm going to bring my weight forward over my lead foot and building action. Start slow. And as I approach the shore, get faster. Crashing up on the shore. Back. I actually do that right on top of Uke, but that would be about here. Back. So as I'm coming by, up, the wave crashes on the shore, comes back. Again, no actual pause, comes in, but I need a little bit of resistance, overcomes it, slow, 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 and then fast. It should be a gravity. Again, Uke, think of yourself as an inert object. You're not resisting the push, you're not helping the push, you just have a resting inertia that needs to be overcome, and so it'll slow and then get faster. So here. We attach. Elbow should be about sternum. It's supposed to be a T, but I can't do that because of my height. But it should be straight above sternum.
Okay, so with the height difference, then do you lower both arms so they look normal and not just like?
I tried to make it as much like a T as I possibly can. Because it's supposed to be this.
You're like this.
That's not, I'll do this.
So you roll.
Because this looks closer to a T to me than this does. Here. Close. If you're too far away, you're not being absorbed. You want to be absorbed into Tori's motion. Go fast. Okay. You will go back until roughly center, and the arm and leg that is not pushing that side will go down. Here. This doesn't go down until the knee goes down. Okay. Okay. You get swept up in the momentum. You go a little bit further. Easy Koho Kemi. Regular. Nothing weird about this. Yep. It's nice Koho Kemi.
You roll back up?
Kind of like Ocean Jitsu. You can stand here, and then we'll get up normally for the last step. We start small way that's going to build up. Move. Move forward. Not plug it up here. Up. Starting slow, nice little steps. The way with me, it's very difficult. We talked about this, not having an intention. He knows he's supposed to go backwards, and so he wants to go that way. You only go, that's what's happening. Every step should be, then just make it smooth. Back. But it's very, very difficult to take away that intention. Like, yeah, now's the time where I walk back. No, no, no. This is the time to get absorbed into Tori's motion. Okay? We can imagine that this is diagonal, so we put all the Tories back here. Come up and drive it back this way. That way, everyone can practice here. And we don't want to stagger it once we do that.
So 17.
Are you driving?
Oh,
Middle, then stop.
drop.
No drop. The arm goes.
We'll start off a lot slower. It should be building speed. It's like all the other. One, you start slow, get faster. Two, well, I'm pretty direct, but three, slow, get faster, faster, faster. This one, slow, faster, faster. Always building action. Arms and legs go back to the okay.
So it's here, up here, and it's down. I'll go here and up. I'll do down and down. T and then repeat. Down, down, to this side. And I call it.
You're gonna do curl.
Try to have everything come down together. So from here, it's come down. And I kind of hit the T as my heel goes back and it can go ready to step. So we're trying to roll away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you take a couple more shuffles before you get there. The first raise, when you're starting the wave, it's just about shoulder height. So here, wave, back. It's only when you crash that you come all the way up. And as I was mentioning to them, try to time it so as you're coming down off your toes, back onto your heels, you're getting to your T level about when your heels are about to hit. You can move right into that first step. It should not be. Those are counts. All that. We last left our heroes. Tori was about center here. And get up about in the corner from about 1 meter square from center. Okay. A little bit further away, but can still get up about a quarter from center. So now we're equidistant from center, and we start walking out for our respective corners. All right. I'll come over to this corner so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You're going to walk and then get square, so you're about one step away from the very corner of being 8 by 8. We're in a 10 by 10, it'll be out there, so you want to be this far. Breath, and then go into Chiba type. Nice posture. Do it over here so everyone can see. Here, posture, arms are out. You want to imagine that you're holding a massive sphere, okay? Right on your sternum. Uke is doing the exact same thing on the other side. And we'll pivot and face each other. Hopefully at the same time. Should be synced up, just like the wool. We lock eyes. This is where we start to charge at each other. But like everything else, we're doing building action. It's going to be slow, and then it's going to slowly build up speed as we go. Tori, remember, it's going to do a slide. Throw the legs away from Joseki, head towards Joseki, and I want to plan so my belt is about center. I'm directly in line with Joseki, and a bit on my side, facing away from where Uke was, or back towards the way I came. Running. Getting faster and faster. Because I know that Tori is aiming for his belt about there, I'm going to aim for my right foot just before that center. And that's going to be my launching or Zembo Kaiten over top of Tori. Walk out at the same pace. A square. Jigota, holding my big sphere. Pivot to face Tori. Slow, keeping my spirit faster. When you're learning, by all means, Tori can go down first, then Uke can go over. But as you practice, you want it to get closer and closer to it happening at the same time. Tori goes down as Uke goes over. Uke, standing here, please. Tori, standing here, please. Facing that corner. So you're Tori, that means you're going to go down. Push feet that way, head that way. You're Uke, that means you're going to jump over top. We have to be clear on these things. We support it, okay? Start slow, building up speed. So you're going really fast. Go, 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 go. Much like the other ones, you want it to just sort of happen. So right now, yeah, we're all learning, and I'm gonna lie down. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. It should be just two things spinning around each other in space. And so You know, Tammy going, oh, I don't want to hurt you, so I'm going to stop. Can't be there. You're just going to jump past. So I've done this with people where I've had to jump extra high to avoid. I have had people where I've had to bail outside of this but I cannot stop. Cannot stop. Okay. So you are two forces that are going. And it's a tough mental state to be in, but that's what we're going for. So a big part of this kata is being in harmony with your partner, not just doing what you want to do. You have to work together at all times, more than any other kata. You have to be in sync.
Are they supposed to punch you in the head?
No. Next, we're going to try and do things and go through the whole kata. And remember, I was talking, we want things to flow. In other katas, we have things like zanshin. After a throw, you sit there. Are you done? Yeah, I thought so. Then we can continue. We are not opponents here. We're not in a combat situation here. Things are just flowing through nature. Okay? So uke. On the first ukemi, you go back. Right back up. And around. Try it out. And smooth right into the next one. All the way around. And here. And this is the only time that uke gets to soft because Tori's got to do the wave. But basically, as soon as it's up, Tori's up, doing the wave nice and smooth. That's not to say that we rush. Nature doesn't rush either. Flows. Okay? Up to the 6-meter takes. Out of showman. Then standing bow to each other. 1-meter step forward. Uke is now statue and walks up the middle. Nice and heavy and center. Or is flowing water. Flowing. Right, left, right. You can cheat on the fall. Good. Right back up. Into 2. Wrong knee. Good. Go. Going to the bigger, slower ring of the whirlpool. Trying to see where your partner is. And starting to spiral in. Getting a little bit faster. Linking up. Final turn. And the throw. Good. You don't usually get to take steps, but we can do that. Go over there. A little bit far. No problem. And the wave. Slow, building up to speed. Back on the shore. Again, slow to start. You're absorbed into each other's motion, and if you feel as you go, story goes down the center. Uke takes a couple more shuffles and down. Then you get up. You get about equal distance from center. Start walking towards the corner. And you jiggle that. And pivot. Charge. Good. Back to your meter into bowing. Step back to the bowing takes. Up to each other. Out of showman. And out. Out. Go into Juitai. Step forward. You don't step back. Yep, I want to do that. Up to the line. Towards showman. Great. Towards each other. Great. One big step in. Okay, statue in the center. free flowing water, constant force. Right, left, right. She good. Up. And tell a little more way, okay? Look at those. Coming up like peanuts. Big circle. Feel where your partner's at on that. Try to match your motion. It's sync, arms. Length up. One more turn. And you're in the corner. That's right, perfect. Hold it. Starting the leg. Forward, nice and low, starting slow, then building up speed. Crashing up. Again, starting slow. Absorbing, okay. And slowly accelerate. Drop in center. Very good. Get up together. Off the corners of the center, walking out. Square, forward jiggle tie. Pivot, face each other. Charging. George, you're doing those great walk. Great walk. I'm glad that you pulled the door. Don't look at the clock towards that.
I just turned around.
Okay. George, you're doing the bouquet here. You're going over top of the tent. Back to one step in front of your bow case. One step back. Pillar. You show me. And now off the contest here. Leading. Oh dear. So things to remember as you practice this going on. Like, yeah, you have to remember the steps, but as soon as you can do the steps, try to take the intention out of it. Try to just be the part of nature that you're representing. Try to smooth it. We didn't have any pauses in our demonstrations. We had people rushing. I mentioned that balance. So you don't have to quickly go to the next one. There's just no stop. It's nice, easy flow throughout. And just a general thing for going on for Kata, just as a common misunderstanding. After the bow onto the contest area, you don't have to do one step to the table. Because sometimes it's a 10 by 10. If you try to do that one step, and you just walk normally up to your feet, however far it is. Your bows, and this is the one big step. Any last comments from Sensei Gordon?
You have to practice a lot of this with your partner, just to keep the continuity, fluidity. Right now, again, everything's chunk belt,
Yes.
like Wes said. Eventually, you're gonna blend it all together. And in nature, nothing stops. So the clock is always ticking. So same thing with this company. Just keep everything flowing along. Okay? But definitely right now, you're just learning the pieces. So that's why it's fragmented. Later on, it should be a nice flow.